Hello, everybody. Welcome to TaragayeNicole. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me. I truly do appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you did that, hit the thumbs up if you liked the video. If you want to wait till you get to the end to decide whether you want to do that, that's fine with me as well. All right, so I'm about to give you a quick story time because I didn't do too much recording last week. You'll probably have saw me taking the stuff out of my car, thanking my car for its service, and that type of stuff. So I had all intention, y'all, of like vlogging when I got there, y'all meeting the sales rep and all the things, but it just didn't work out. So I'm just gonna do it as a story time. Um, so I made an appointment for 12:45 because I had to check with my mom. I wanted someone to come with me who had done this a couple of times before, and my mom is good. She's like good with the gift of gab and talking people down on things. So she was supposed to watch my niece at 4, and I didn't want to interrupt that schedule, so I took a half a day at work, left at 12, and we were going to meet up at 12:45. We both actually got there at 12:30. Clearly, we like to be early. And when I get there, they're like, first of all, somebody called me in the morning of the day of to confirm my appointment, and it's this lady called Mia, and I'm like, but you're not Cece. Who are you? She was like, well, Cece just does all the online stuff, and she was just, getting you situated and seeing what kind of car you wanted, but I will be doing the sale with you. That was on the phone. All right, so I get there, the reception is super nice, and she's like, oh, you came on a great day, and I go to sit down with this other lady who's signing me up or signing me in, and they have this wheel. I wish I'd gotten some of this on video. So they have this wheel for you to win a free vacation and whatnot. I spin the wheel, I won like $2 in gold coins. No vacation. But I'll tell you about that again later on. So no vacation, but did they give me like a $25 off a service there? So that's good. We come and then I see Mia. They're like, oh, Mia, your appointment's here. Mia hands me off to, what's his name? David. I'm like, what is happening? First, I think I'm meeting with Cece. Now I'm meeting with Mia. Now you put me over here with David. It turns out, like I said, Cece only works with the internet people. Like if you inquire online. And then Mia was busy stuck with a customer because she really was supposed to have me. And then David was her floor partner, so I got to sit with him. Yeah. Okay, so we sit down with David, me and my mom, and he's like, oh, I see you wanted to look at this used car, blah blah blah. If I can remember, if I still have the picture, I'll show y'all the picture of the car. It was a beautiful car. It just had 46,000 miles. It was still a Nissan Sentra, and it was a 2021. And y'all know I'm not big on year or anything, as long as it drives well or whatever. But they were selling that for like 21,500. Okay, remember that number. So he's like, okay, I see you want this. He's like, what's most important to you? I was like, budget. I don't want to go over a certain amount of money. And at first I went in, I go low. I'm like, I don't want to go over threes, whatever. So he's like, okay. So he's like, what kind of car do you want? And I tell him, I said I want the Nissan Sentra SR, knowing good and well that's way on my budget. But I could ask. You never know. So he was like, we don't have any of the Nissan Sentras on lot. Okay. Not the new ones, right? So I like, okay, well, can you check your inventory? Only my manager has inventory access. Well, could you go check with your manager, please? Like, get check with your manager. What inventory do you have for Nissan? So he goes, and he's gone for a while. My mom and I are looking at each other like, what is going on? And he comes back. No, he didn't come back. I see a Nissan Sentra rolling on in SV, rolling in backwards. It's a silver one, like he's backing it up. I'm like, I bet you, mommy, that's him in that car. The same car they said they didn't have none of. But to be fair, he did also say that they had just had a truck come in. So he comes out the car and he comes back to the table and he's all soup. He's like, okay, shake my hand. I'm about to sell you on this car. I'm like, I shake no hands. I know no numbers. What are you talking about? so he's like, all right, then at least give me DAP. So I'm like, let's talk about it. So he's like, come on, I got a car out here. It's the SV. It's not the SR, but it's brand new. And no. So we go to look at it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually nice. Base model, leather wrap seats, and it's cool. And I get out the car, and I'm like, this is nice. I was like, but it's not white, because I want a white car or a black car. I didn't want a silver car. I was like, but it's not white. You have this same car in white. And let me tell you, if I'm gonna spend my money, I'm gonna get at least the majority of what I want. And there were 3 things on my list: sunroof, keyless entry, and remote starter. It had everything except for the sunroof, and I wanted it white. And so I had 4 things. And so it didn't have the sunroof, and it wasn't white. So he was like, no, we don't have any more on the lot. I said, well, you need to check your inventory. I said, and in the meantime, can we go ahead and look at the used car instead, in case, I want to consider buying that. So he's like, he looks like he gets soup, so he go get the key for that. We drive the silver car to the back, and we find the used car. Y'all, the used car is super nice. You can tell whoever bought it in 2021 decked it out with all the latest of the things, and it turns out it was a 1-car owner. It was a lease. But how did you get 46,000 miles on your car in 2 years? That just seems like a lot. But that's a lot for me. I'm like, I say maybe 12 to 15,000 a year. That's still just 30,000. Okay. So whatever. We keep moving. I'm like, oh, I really like this. I take that for a test drive. My mom, we're like turning down the radio so we can listen, blah, blah, blah. We look at it. There's a few, it's 2 years old. It's got a few dents, not dents, like scratches in the fabric, but the fabric was gorgeous. It was like peanut butter inside. It was like leather. See, it was nice, but I couldn't get over the 46,000 miles at 21,500. I'm thinking like, can you bring this price down? So he assumed that I was like in love with that car, but I was like, let me see the numbers. This whole time he is talking, I have not seen any numbers. Y'all know we're budgeters. Where are my numbers at, sir? And so he goes to get the numbers on the used car, but never got me numbers on the gray car. So on the new car. So he goes to get the number on the used car, and he comes back and he's trying to shake my hand again about he just sold me this car. And I'm like, no, let me see the numbers. So he shows me the paper, and it's within like the upper threes. You can either put down $1,500, $2,500, or $3,500 and keep your payment within the threes. But the lease year was like 85 or 82 months. I was like, I didn't even know leases went that high. Not least, the financing amount of time was like 82 months. I was like, I didn't know people did 82-month finances. So they like stretched it all out just to get the payment within there. And you know why, y'all? This is a nugget. With the prices of used cars right now, unless you can get a really good deal on a used car, you're better off getting a new car. And that's no lie, especially because the interest rate on a used car is much higher than the interest rate on a new car. So I was like, this is all nice and good and it's in my budget, but I still need to know the numbers on the new car. And do you have one in white? And he was like, he's like getting agitated with me because I wanted to know them. He was like, oh, well, you came here looking for this used car. Why are you? And my mom then got agitated, and she was like, did he just, like, when he walked away, she was like, wait, I don't like that he said that like that. So when he came back, she was like, how about if you keep your numbers here and we can go to another dealership and we can get back to you if we don't find something else. Y'all, my mother is a G, okay? She's quiet the whole time, and then she comes off with these questions, just asking all them questions. Like, she just asks you little questions here and there, but they're so triggering every time. I saw the fear in his face, and then he looking at me. I turned this way. I was like, she said what she said. Like, don't look at me to disagree. Like, we can go somewhere else and look. Like, if you don't want to get me the numbers that I need. I don't know what he was thinking, but I think that salespeople are trained to try and get what's on their lot used off their lot first. But if you're a good salesperson, I don't understand. You see somebody willing to pay for either or, why wouldn't you want to put your person in the best situation? To me, the best situation would be a new car if it was possible. But they're trained, I think, to get the used cars off their lot. But I am not the one. Like, I did all my research before I came. I went to that dealership pre-approved with Capital One, and I also had another thing you should do. Pre-approve yourself. Like, because if you run your credit on auto loan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, within 30 days, it's not going to make a difference. It's only going to hit it once. It's like that with a house, but a house you get like 60 or 90 days. Do it yourself. Run your own. When I had Navy Federal, so I ran it with Navy Federal, y'all, and had a letter. Wait, hold on. Let me show y'all. I had a check and a mailing letter from Navy Federal Bank. Okay? I can't show you all of it because let me see if I can cover the banking info. Here is the check. I went to the bank, the actual bank. Like I went online, approved myself, and they pre-approved me for $64,400. And on a new car, they told me what the payment would be, and the interest rate was 5.4 for 5 point something, right? And they gave me the check, and they were like, if I wanted to use them, I would just give this to the dealer, and the dealer would like call and give the people all the information. I went prepared. That way, I'm not playing with you. I already have my own financing. I don't need you. Show me the money. Show me the cars. Another pro tip, okay? Another pro tip is if you are going to buy a used car and you're dead set on it, or that's all you can afford, make sure you ask, of course, for the Carfax, and ask them how many owners it had. Did it have, because that one that I went to go see, I knew before I got there, it only had one owner. It actually was a lease, and it was, make sure it was serviced by the dealership that it came from, and it was serviced by that Nissan dealership. So, and it actually had an extended warranty on it for another 100,000 miles. For 100,000 miles. So it had already taken about 46 of it. So it had maybe like 54,000 miles left on it. Service warranty or warranty in general. So make sure you check on those things before you buy a car. Is there a warranty? How many owners did it have? Were there any accidents? Show me the Carfax. Okay. But let's move back on. So I had my own file, get pre-qualified, all of that. Get all that. So go there knowing what you want, y'all, because people will talk you into some foolishness. Know what you want. So what I really wanted was the top of the line, a Nissan Sentra SR with a sunroof and all the bells and whistles. However, a car like that is going to cost me upwards of $33,000, $34,000, $35,000 before taxes, titles, and fees. Also remind yourself that what you see online is the base price. Is usually the base model, but not include any taxes, titles, and fees. Y'all, the car, so get back to my story. These are just tips I'm throwing in there as we're talking to make it informational and not just a story. So he finally, after me talking to him like he's a child, because I'm like, do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth in the nicest way possible? And my mom's looking at me, she's like, you could tell she's like proud, like, yes, give him the business. Like, you need to see the numbers. I was like, what I need for you, and he kept telling me, like, I don't have numbers on a white Nissan SV. I was like, okay, but you have that silver car out there that you just showed me. And that is a physical car sitting in your physical lot, which means you have the physical numbers. And also, the numbers you gave me for the used car, can you please go back to your person and ask them what the percentage is on it? Interest rate. He was so done with me. I don't care. Okay, it's my money. And cars aren't cheap. And so I took the paper from him because I was like, are you not understanding what I'm saying? So I took the paper and I wrote on it, I need to know if you've got a white SR, a white Nissan Sentra SV 2023. I need to know the interest rate on these things, and I need to know the final cost. He's trying to sit there and be like, well, this car is out here is already 33, and if this is coming up now, the used car, which was $21,500, right? After taxes and titles and fees, y'all, that car was like $27,000. So be advised that when you go and you see the sticker price, don't forget you got to go tags, titles, fees, tags, all this stuff. It's like an additional $5,000, $6,000. So just add that to your price. Just know. Okay, and that is not even, let's wait till we get to that part. That is not including a few other things, okay? So let's move on. So he finally gets what I'm saying, and he goes back to his manager, and he gets me the numbers. No, he comes back. After my mommy's like, listen, we can go and come back. Come back if we don't find anything. We can go to the lake. And he's like, but we have the biggest inventory and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and you're not checking it. You know what I mean? Like, that was her face. That's what she was giving. And so I was like, yeah, mommy, don't look at me. I can't help you, because she's not lying. And so he goes, he's like, oh, I'm going to go check with the paper that I gave him for the things. Like, all of a sudden, he comes back. All of a sudden. I should have got this on video. All of a sudden, he comes back, and he's like, okay, I found a white Nissan Sentra 2023 SV in, it looked just like the silver one we just looked at, but in white. In your budget. But you just told me you couldn't get the numbers for the inventory, for the things that weren't in inventory. How did you miraculously all of a sudden have numbers for this inventoried car? Y'all, the numbers for the new car were maybe $1,000 difference in total than the used car. So what you were trying to sell me was a nice, pretty car with 46,000 miles on it for 27,000, 28,000. When I can get a brand new 2023 same Nissan Sentra, just the base model. I don't live in my car. I don't even drive that far to work. And that was 29,000. And less money down every month than the used car, because the used car interest rate was 7.8 or something like that, or yeah, I want to say it was 7.8, and the interest rate on the new car was 5.6 or 7, something like that. Baby, don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. You ask for all your numbers, y'all. Don't let nobody tell you. Don't let them. It's out of your budget. You can never get it in your budget. Let me see the numbers. Show me the money. Show me the money. Y'all are budgeters. Y'all know what y'all doing. Don't let nobody scam you out of nothing. Show me the money. So I was like, this is the one I'm going to take. Thank you very much. I don't want the used car. I'd like to take the new car. That's going to cost me less money. Thank you. And my mother's like, we ain't even see the car tires. Take pictures of the silver one. Make sure it's the same one. Because now, unfortunately for me, because it's not on lot, I got to wait. It's coming in like the second week of March. So I don't have no car right now. And my best coworker here has been so nice to be picking me up and dropping me off every day so far. And she's such a doll about it. Okay, moving on. We have been in this store for about 2.5 hours now. Now we got to go wait in finance. We did not leave that store or dealership for about 5 hours, no lie. Okay, let's move on. So here I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is great. My payment is like three something, high threes, but I'm like, okay, at least it's under 4. You know what I'm saying? Because back in 2014, when I got my other car, my payment was like $325, and I know inflation is ridiculous. So I'm excited. Got too excited, y'all. Too excited. I get down to Mr. Benjamin. Love Mr. Benjamin. Brad Benjamin, you are the man. He was great. We go in him. He's like the cashier person. I ended up putting $2,500 down on the car. It was the middle range, and I wanted to stay under 4. Honey, but when I went to see Mr. Benjamin, I kept asking the other guy, like, how can I get gap insurance? But he's not allowed as a salesperson to talk about gap insurance. Mr. Benjamin advised me of that. So we get in there, and Mr. Benjamin is telling us about gap insurance and all the things. You guys, Mr. Benjamin has a paper, and the first option has like gap insurance, a parts program, a maintenance program, something else that brings the payment up to $500 and some odd dollars. Immediately no, I cannot afford $500 and nothing dollars, sir. Move to the next plan. So he has like 3 different plans, and the lowest plan is $477. So like my payment, let's just call it 4. It's now $477, but the $477 payment only comes with, it doesn't come with the gap. It comes with like 2 Nissan plans. And I'm like, I need the plan that has just gap. And he's like, because people really just want gap and won't buy any Nissan products. That's why they don't offer that. I'm like, this is foolishness. So he's being so nice, y'all. He's like, well, maybe I can situate a plan where you can get the gap and just the maintenance plan. So the maintenance plan is like you can come in for the whole entire 6 years for free oil changes, tire rotations, things like this. And he was like, I can do it where I put those 2 things. And it was at like $440 something. But in the back of my mind, what I wanted was the gap and the product line plan, because the product line plan says that if anything happens to my car in the next 6 years, they have to fix it if it was taken care of. So like if I'm taking care of my car and it's Freon in my stuff and I'm taking care of my car, but all of a sudden the AC breaks, they have to fix the AC. You know how much it costs to fit an AC compressor? I know. It was like almost $300-$400, and that was just to patch a hole. Okay? So, like, if it's going and I've been taking care of my car and the transmission breaks, they have to fix that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, that's what I want. But that was bringing me into the up there. So, somehow Mr. Benjamin worked it out, y'all. And, of course, my mama was sweet talking him. Mr. Benjamin worked it out. Brad Benjamin, BB, worked it out to where I got my gap insurance. I got the parts plan so that if anything breaks on it. And he threw in for free a full 6 years of the maintenance plan. And somehow it was still $466 instead of $477. God is good all the time, y'all. It still hurt my heart that I had to pay that much. But the thing about that is that I had to what made me switch my mind, because I was going to take the lower 440 something payment, but then I said to myself, who can afford, with the amount of money that I was going to be paying now on a car, right? I can't really afford my sinking funds anymore, because that's what's going to have to go. Like, we're going to have to go over the budget, because I'm thinking the sinking funds have to go to compensate for the new mortgage amount as well as the car amount. But then I said, or Jesus said, or the Holy Spirit was like, girl, you got to get this product plan. And the way you're going to do it is that right now you're putting $40 to your sinking fund for your old car. But being that this brand new car will be automatically being maintained through the dealership and has this protection plan, you don't have to put that $40 there. Put the $40 toward paying that plan. And that's when I kind of was at ease. I was like, okay. So it's $466. So the car payment is $466. It's still hella expensive to me. I still want to get like a part-time job to start paying it off early. But right now, I just kind of want to make sure. I think it'll all fit in my budget, because I'm putting $266 away every 2 weeks, which equals about, let's just call it $450, $500. No, at least $500. So the car payment is covered. I don't know what we're doing with the mortgage, because I didn't see that coming. However, that is how I ended up just being okay with the $466 payment. And that's the car payment that's supposed to start in April 10th. That is basically how my experience went. Those are my tips for you. It really wasn't, I didn't get to drive a lot of cars. I only went to one place. So it wasn't like, because I had to give my rental car back the next day. I didn't have time to be all over the place, and I'd gotten my money only on Thursday. I don't think I would have found a better deal anywhere else. And after speaking to a lot of people who have cars, all their payments are like $500, $600, $700, $800. So I'm going to be very grateful that mine is $466, okay, for a brand new car. And that is what happened with my car. Like I said, sorry I didn't get y'all on a video, but it really wasn't nothing to see. We didn't do too much driving around or nothing like that. But it would have been nice for y'all to hear this, man. Sometimes I was like, what? Just show me the money. Don't, my tips are like, speak up for yourself. Bring somebody who will speak up for you. Know what you want before you get there, because some people are not trying to help you. They're not trying to help you. They're trying to sell what they have, and they will give you anything. Be careful. But that is my story on what happened with the car. And when I get it, it's supposed to be coming around the first week. Oh, and to top it off, they were supposed to give me like a rental. Here goes David. Oh, we don't have any more rentals. And the nonchalantness of it all. Like, we don't have any more rentals. Like, I don't like this guy is really bang. Like, really? But it's okay, because God is good. And we don't fight. We too cute to fight. However, I was just like, so I will probably call, because, March 1st is tomorrow. And you said first week of March, I'm going to start being annoying. Is there a rental at least? Can I get a rental? 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 Is my car here? Is my car here? Can I get a rental? So that's going to be me for the next couple days. But that is what happened on my car buying experience. I hope some of the tips helped you. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Y'all know I love to hear y'all comments. Y'all are so funny. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, always be great. You have to be grateful. I'm super duper grateful for you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Remember, all things are always working out for your good. And it's faith over fear this year, not just this year, but what? Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever, ever.